All right, everybody, welcome on in. NorCal Sports Network. Giants swept in Arizona. Hate to say I thought it might be coming when I said it Sunday night, or Sunday afternoon, but even after 2 wins in a row over the A's, this is what this team does. Anyway,
good thing you brought your broom.
Yeah, actually, I didn't end up making it today, but
you saved yourself the misery.
Saved myself, yeah. Anyway, welcome on in, everybody. Let's get right into it. Dallas has got to get a few things done before the sun goes down in Sacramento, so he's got about 10 minutes here. So, Dallas, take it away. Give us your thoughts. And I think you said you were going to have a new revelation or a new something at the end of this series, this road trip.
Well, the series is over. I thought maybe they could get it going again. I think that that's not happening, man. I mean, several of these games could have gone either way, but they just don't have that killer instinct. They have a lead and they can't hold it. They can't come back. It's impossible for them to score runs in the 5th, 6th, 7th, or 8th innings. You know, the last 4 innings of the game, they just shut it down. They're like, if we're behind and it's getting halfway through the game, let's just turn off the switch and we'll just coast in and try to get in the next game. Well, that doesn't work when you're 9, now 10 games under. So it's very disappointing.
I had it on the nose, 20-30 when they finished this road trip.
Yeah, that was exactly right. So, I mean, I was more optimistic. I thought, the same team as last year, they underachieved last year. I thought eventually they're going to right the ship. They're going to be able to get it going. And they haven't been able to do that. And on top of that, they compound it with decisions, like inexplicable decisions about how the lineup is constructed. Lead off with Brenner. Why not? He's hitting 062, let's just sit Eldridge most of the time after we called him up, even though the guy is capable of hitting the ball harder than any Giant has this year. 113.6 miles per hour today.
Yeah, 113.6.
I mean, crazy. And then the bullpen to not sign anybody substantial to the bullpen, to let go of Doval and Rogers last year and just to say, we're good. Rodriguez, Tommy John, it's okay. We don't need a closer. We'll just closer by committee. And people were optimistic. Maybe these guys will step up into the role. These guys that have never done it before will be able to get the job done. Well, Gamble came up, snake eyes. Didn't happen. So that's rough. And
there's a lot of talk out there too. Keith Law, who evaluates player talent for drafts and all of that. He was on with Joe Shasky today, and basically said Buster too inexperienced for this job. Doesn't have the experience. And this is why the Giants are floundering. Look, he didn't know what he was doing. He didn't know that he needed a closer. He didn't know that he needed a strong bullpen. He didn't know that he needed a stronger starting pitching. I don't put very little of this do I put on Tony. Yeah, some of it. Some people out there are thinking Tony might just resign after this year. Like just say, they put him in a horrible spot to succeed, for one.
They have, but if he's making the lineup decisions, I find fault in it. And the bullpen decisions, the way he manages the bullpen he brings guys in based on who's coming up, right? On paper, sounds like a good idea. You got 2 out of 3 lefties coming up, you bring in the lefty. Then now you bring in the righty. Then you got some lefties coming up, you bring in the lefty. But ignoring the inning breaks, no one starts out a clean inning. No one has the 6th inning, the 7th inning, the 8th inning, the 9th inning. No one, he doesn't do it that way. He brings in one guy, he pitches the last out, and then he brings him in to start the next inning. Well, bullpen arms are not used to coming in. They want a fresh inning. They do their job, and then they're done. And that's kind of how it works. And, maybe it's an adjustment period, but it's taken too long because we're about a week away from the third point of the season. Memorial Day is this weekend.
Yeah, so, when they get to 54 games, they've played 54 more games. After these 3 games, they're pretty much at the third of this season. So where are you at with this team? Is this are you starting to see this as an 85 plus loss team, maybe 95?
I mean, it's looking that way. Now, they're playing the White Sox, which are better than last year. They're playing the Rockies, which are better than last year, and they're playing the Diamondbacks one more time. Say the Giants decide to win 8 out of 10, right? And they miraculously are playing better. But to this point, they've shown no signs of being able to bounce back and right the ship. And even if they do win a couple games in a row, they give it right back, like you've said multiple times these last few series. Yeah. So
we've got a new song, I think, out there for Dallas. The band was working on it today, and a little bit of a rough draft. They got it to us just in time for the show. They may have to clean it up a little bit, but here's the first view of working on with Dallas here. Here's what it's called.
Dallas is getting healed from CTE. He's getting tired of watching this complete pile of excrement. He says he can no longer work for Greg Johnson. He wants completely free of Larry Bear. He said he's repenting of his SF Giant sins. He wants to be set free, but he's still struggling with hanging on. He's losing hope by the day, but still thinks that it's possible for a 10-game win streak and back to 500. Dallas get free of CTE and accept the fact that this team is headed for 90-plus losses. Dallas is getting...
All right, there we go.
Oh, wow. That just nailed it, because I did mention the 10-game win streak. Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Hey, we got a new one for the chat too. We've been working on one for the chat. You guys, should we play the one for the chat? I think everybody's in here. Maybe. Let's see. There's a few that aren't in here, but let's hear our new song for the chat.
Yeah. 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 In NCSN, the room stays loud. Sears softball games, we back that crowd. Insane sports takes fly all day. And Johnny Chisari got a lot to say. Willie Adam, he's on his mind. Mark Gravy Graves in the thread combined. Mod, who can't get enough of Tony Victory. That's the kind of noise that writes the story. Robert Rothberg still believes Giants on the road to a ring, you see. NCSDL always in the mix, always contributing, always there to fix. NCSN, keep it on. NCSN, all night long. Harold Cuckoo, Sour Shoes, George Corey with the counterpoint moves. NCSN, say it loud. NCSN, that's the crowd. Dan along with the Miller bass. Philip Coppola sets the pace. Joe Boy says, tell everyone okay. Then the whole chat laughs and runs away. One more hot take, one more flip. Every message hits with a little more grip. It's a wild ride, but it all makes sense. Every name in the room adds weight and essence. You blink once, you miss the spark. Then the next line lands and lights the dark. Robert Rothberg still believes Giants on the road to a ring, you see. NCSDL always in the mix, always contributing, always there to fix. NCSN,
Heroku and
with the counterpoint moves. NCSN, say it loud. NCSN, that's the crowd. Dan along with the Miller bass. Philip Coppola sets the pace. From the softball field to the talk that swings. Every name in the circle brings what it brings. One big thread, one loud vibe. Everybody here keeps the whole thing alive. NCSN, keep it on. NCSN, all night long. Heroku, sour shoes. George Corey with the counterpoint moves. NCSN, say it loud. NCSN, that's the crowd. Dan along with the Miller bass. Philip Coppola sets the pace. Joe Boyd says sell everyone okay, and we still stay here anyway.
All right, there we go. A little song to the chat, which makes the show. So we appreciate you guys being here for sure. So best chat out there in on YouTube. Loyal crowd. So we thank you guys. And yeah, it just threw a little mix in there. I had no idea how that was going to come out. But Robert Rothberg made the chorus. You made the chorus, Robert. I just threw in a bunch of names and gave it a little bit of what flavor I was looking for. And sorry if I didn't get every name in there. I tried to get as many as possible. But that where they go, that's supposed to be Heroku. And then it goes into sour shoes. So anyway, they threw it all together, the AI, and turned it into a little fun. But guys, let's get back to this Giants. Dallas had to leave. He's got some yard work to get done before the sun goes down, so he's only got a little bit of time left. George says, Dan, why is Brennan in the lineup? I have no idea. This is a joke of a franchise right now, guys. I'm just telling you, and I may, if I can find it, I may pull up a little bit of my interview back in October of 24 after Farhan was fired and Dieter Kurtenbach was on the show. I'm going to see if I can pull up some pieces of that. I was looking for it today, and Dieter pretty much called it. He said in a couple years, this franchise is going to be worse off, most likely, because Buster didn't have the experience. And, you just can't put somebody in a job where they're not qualified. I can speak from experience. I had a job one time that I had no business being in. The guy put me in as a director to run his whole thing operation. And I didn't know what, no training, nothing, just put me in there and said, here, run my company. I was probably 30-ish, maybe about 30. I didn't know what I was doing. And everything I did was just a guess, So this type of, when you don't have the experience to be in a position, hey, Los, I know what you're trying to do, Los. You're trying to work me, aren't you? Love it. I'm going to see if I can pull up this deal with, how about if we do that with Keith Law and talking about, see if I can pull this up for you. I got a few things for you guys here today. Let me pull this one up first, guys. This is the problem. Ownership and Buster running the show. Here we go. Let me put this on.
Well, last year around this time, they made the Devers trade, and you and we kind of got into it a little. And you know what? Looking a year later, like, you were probably right about Posey and the assessment of everything that he's kind of put together. Because right now, this team is just, I mean, the roster construction is one aspect. How they're handling certain players is another aspect. The amount of money owed, the bullpen, the manager being inexperienced. It feels like a nightmare situation. And Keith, I just want to say, I want to man up and say, I was wrong, you were right, and I apologize.
Well, I appreciate that. He was just getting kind of canonized despite having absolutely no experience at any of this. And he's got great people under him. I think Zach Manassian is doing the best he can, certainly in the circumstances. I've known him for a really long time. Michael Holmes, the scouting director, is great. Kyle Haynes over in player development. They have great people there. I just don't think Buster has any kind of magic touch. That's this whole idea that Buster's going to save everything. And no, actually he is totally inexperienced for any front office job. And it has shown in a couple of these things, unfortunately. And I think that is at least part of why they're in the situation that they're in, from, making the Devers trade to, hiring a manager with absolutely no professional experience whatsoever. Tony Vitello is one of the best head coaches in college baseball. It's a very different game. It's a little bit of a different sport, but it's certainly a very different job managing anywhere in the pros versus managing in college. And I just look at a lot of these and say, this feels like Buster acting, showing his inexperience. That's the best way to put it.
All right, there you go. Buster showing his inexperience, the best way to put it. Hey, guys, I put out a certificate of fan divorce today. If you guys, this is something that you can actually, there's a place to sign. Certificate of fan divorce. In the court of disillusionment, hearts were broken. Patience is over. It's not me, it's you. Actually, it's you. The vows you broke in sickness, losing seasons, in health, playoff hopes, for richer ticket prices, for poorer the farm system. Well, the farm system's getting better, but till death do us part, apparently not. Reasons for termination, but really, do we need more than one? Lack of vision, always. Unfaithful to the fan base. Lack of support, except for ticket prices. Neglecting the farm system. Again, not playing Bryce Eldridge consistently. Failure to rebuild or rebuild. Lying to the fans repeatedly. Having to listen to Larry Baer. That alone is cause for immediate divorce. More interest in Mission Rock than winning ball games. More interest in the Curran Theater than investing in the ball club. Signing Matt Chapman a second time. Really? Farhan for 6 years. Excuses, always the excuses. Embarrassing baseball decisions. Boring brand of baseball. No heart, no hustle, no clue. Taking our loyal fans for granted. Breaking our hearts year after year. And yeah. So assets divided. 3 World Series trophies. Keep them. We're good. Memories, the good ones, we'll keep. Overpriced tickets, you can keep overachieving or overcharging someone else. TV blackouts, good riddance. Larry Baer, please keep him forever. And then you got freedom from false hope. I deserve better. I will not settle. My loyalty is not for sale. I am free to find a healthier, more competent, and less frustrating relationship. Signed, a disappointed but done fan. And to date. Disclaimer, this divorce is final and irrevocable. Future reconciliation requires a World Series championship, a parade, and a heartfelt apology. Go find yourself. I'm out. All right. That was just a little fun exercise with the, just playing around. But look, guys, look, Kyle Harrison, look what he's doing. Unreal. Yes, we all know ownership is the biggest problem. Till this team sells, guys, you might as well just plan on being mediocre. You better just hope that these guys that are coming up in the farm system all know how to, are gamers, and that they keep them. I'm afraid with this current front office, they don't know what they're doing, and they might try and trade them to try and win now. Like Joshar Gonzalez was supposedly in a deal for CJ Abrams. Imagine if you had CJ Abrams and didn't have Luis Ariz, and you did not have Joshar. What difference would that make? See, this team really doesn't know what they're doing. They need to get real baseball people in. Buster, sorry, great baseball player, great guy, pretty good actor, probably a good dad, good husband, but not a good executive. Maybe he will be in 5-10 years, but you can't, all the other stuff that these people are talking about as well. Here's the other thing that really irks me is you got Kuiper and Kruko talking about Eldridge and that he's got to earn it, and then he really hasn't done much. I tell you what, they take the company line so bad. Just come out and say the kid needs to play daily, or they need to send him down. Quit taking the company line. Man, Mike Kruko, great guy, been a heck of a Giants broadcaster, but don't water it down. Everybody sees it. Come on. Everybody sees it, Mike. We all know that this team's going nowhere and that you got to play Eldridge. So I don't get these guys it's the whole, everybody tied into the Giants that works for the Giants, whether that's the beat writers. John Shea seems to ask the tougher questions. He gets it. Hey, hold on a sec. I hear my doggy crying here. He wants in. Hold on. I'll be right back. Come on, Buster. Good boy. You want it in, huh, bud? Yeah. Okay. Good boy. Good boy. So yeah, it's just getting to the point where I don't even listen to the broadcast anymore because I don't get the analogy that I get from listening to the other broadcast. Like the other broadcast, I hear more about the game. I hear more about the players. Everything else, Giants, it's getting stale. It's getting stale. The whole thing, top to bottom, it needs transformed. It really does. And a total transformation would be new ownership group, somebody who's got the lion's share that can actually take this thing and see what's going on. Senior says, again, I've been sniffing this out since last year. I think he has a plan. If he doesn't sell off and move one of those stooges, then I will start questioning. Yeah, I hear you, Senior. Like I said, Dan, I haven't watched the NBC Sports Bureau pre or post in years. It's YouTube only now. All right, there you go. Yeah, this is why I went with the slogan that's kind of like no homers, no truth, or just truth. No homers, just truth. I'm not trying to sugarcoat anything. I'm not against any of these people personally. It's just, look, just tell the truth, man. Stop. Call a spade, man. This whole Bryce Eldridge thing is absolutely incredulous that they talk the way they do about trying to protect the Giants. Let me see what we're trying to get. Hold on here. Gravy says, Kruk and Kipe say these things because they know the casuals outnumber the true fans. Yeah, exactly. The casuals are out there, and the casuals just eat it up. All you got to do is go on Facebook. There's a group called Kruk and Kipe. It's about 100,000 people. Say anything negative that's actual facts, and they'll crucify you in that thing. I left that chat, that group or whatever, a couple of years ago. I couldn't handle it. I'm probably still in there, but yeah, a bunch of casual homers in there. Let's see. Philip says Lou still getting on Schmitt despite being the Giants' best hitter. I haven't heard what Lou has said, so I really can't comment on that. But I don't know what there is to get on Casey, man. Guy's hitting over 290, 9th homer today. Made a fairly, I wouldn't call it super difficult catch. It was fairly routine in the left field corner today against the wall, but the ball almost popped out. I don't know if you guys saw that. I think his glove's not broken in, to be honest with you. I don't know if that glove is, when he squeezed it, it started to pop out, because I don't think the glove it's an outfielder's glove he just got, and I think he needs to get that thing loosened up. Johnny says, Dan, are you and Lou feuding? No, we're not. Everything's fine. So Senior says, Justin, this is part of the plan. Tony Victory wasn't brought in to manage Adamas Chap endeavors. He was brought in to communicate with the younger guys. We'll see. I hope you're right, because if that's not the plan, then this is like wrong time to hire Tony. If they're not going to sell these guys off and get rid of these guys, then it's definitely the wrong time to be bringing Tony into this mess. Well, yeah, it is true, Philip. It stinks. It's ridiculous, and it's all because they got Chapman. Again, they don't think things through. The time to find things out was, Casey was starting to show improvement at the end of 24, and they had already re-signed Chapman. I don't know why they were afraid to lose Chapman out the door. I mean, and then to sign him for 6 years. My goodness. Imagine if you only signed him for 4 and you only had 2 years left of Chapman at this point, right? I would have said it's 4 or hit the door. 4 or the door, man. Not 6 and, 6 for Chapman when he was already like 31. That was such a joke. What was Buster thinking? I mean, look around the game, man. These guys that get these contracts after 30 that are long term, they're just death nails in the coffin to your organization. Justin, I'm trying to get to your guys' chat. They're flying in. Let's see. Dan, let's be real. Who do you think we really can move to get teams to take on these crazy contracts? I say Chapman, Ray, and Webb. What do you think? I think all 3 of those guys can be moved. Yeah, I really do. If they're willing to do it, there's no doubt. They can also move Arise. They could probably offload Malley for somebody. Malley might, he's not pitching well, that's for sure, but especially on the road. But we'll see. George, let me get up to these comments are coming in fast and furious here. All right, we'll get to some super chats here. George says Chapman should have signed him. They had no name recognition players. They thought he would attract other players. money attracts other players. Well, he hasn't really attracted much. Maybe if you want to call it Adamas, no a rise. Yeah, I don't know. Here, let me get to what's going on here with my. Hold on here. I'm running this chat and it's not working. Come on. Sometimes the mouse will not work. Let's see. Hold on. We're going to do it this way. Man, maybe it'll get dark soon and Dallas will come back in here. I'm trying to get to, I don't know what's going on here tonight. New streaming, come on. I don't need that. Comments. What's going on? Sorry, guys. Acting up here. I don't know what's going on here. Font. Let's change it to medium. All right. There we go. Hold on here. Why are my super chats not showing up? I know I've got some super chats in here and they're not marked. What's going on? Sorry, guys. Everything's acting up. I'm going to have to. This is why you do a show with two people. So you have two people running the board. I'm not sure what's going on. I've got my all right. Sorry, guys. I have to scroll through everything because I normally have starred chats that come in as super chats, and it's not showing up tonight. And so I've got to scroll through one by one. Okay. Thanks, Mark. I thought there was some. I thought somebody said there was one in there. Okay. All right. Maybe that's why we're doing it. Okay. Now we're caught up. No, I didn't go to the game today. I decided not to go. I say get rid of Chapman and Adames at all costs. Move on from Devers if you can't get a good return. Play the youngsters. That's what they need to do. You got a super chat in there handy? It's not showing up. Hold on. Let me dig through it. I hope you're not. I hope you're being serious that you got a super chat because I'm going to try and dig. And if you don't have one, it throws the show off for me looking for it. So if you really have one, it should light up on my screen, which it's not. So did you put a super chat? You're serious. Okay. All right. Looks like Dallas might be coming back in here. Good.
You need me?
Yeah. We got the chats just blowing up tonight. They said there's a super, but I don't see it. Maybe it got declined. Hold up. Okay. All right. Maybe it did. Yeah. I don't see anything that shows up starred or anything. Okay. Anyway.
Nothing on there.
Okay. All right. I was digging. E. Miller, you might be right. It's hard to say what they're going to do. Have no idea if they're what this organization's thinking. Hey, by the way, okay. OKC beat San Antonio tonight. All right. It's going to be a good series. All right. Hold on. I got to sneeze here.
Sneeze break for Dan. Dallas batting Adames and Chapman back-to-back is very, very bad nightmare. So is batting Brennan to lead off. I mean, the Brennan to lead off thing is inexplicable. So I can't even begin to touch that one. And then I've been saying since the first game, Adames and Chapman, you can't bat them back-to-back. So they're the same hitter. And that seems to be the way they want to go. So, yeah, I mean, I'm glad Eldridge was in there today. He hit a ball. He hit a double off the wall extremely hard. He hit another, bad luck liners over 100 miles an hour that got caught. But the guy has a lot of raw power. And if he can just get the reps in and figure out how to hit the off-speed stuff and get comfortable in there, he could help this team. So I don't see a reason not to play him. If you're playing Brennan over him, if you're playing Drew Gilbert over him, Drew Gilbert is lost at the plate. He's got nothing. So, I mean, if you want a left-handed bat, Eldridge is your guy. So I don't understand. And Casey, he's going to miss a couple balls out in left field here and there, but it's not the toughest position in the world. He's athletic. If Aubrey Huff can play left field, Casey Schmitt can play left field. Brandon Belt was out there. I mean, Barry Bonds late in his career didn't move much. I mean, you could stash somebody in left field, and I mean, how many balls get hit to Casey a game? 2, 3. It's not like it's that high a priority. He can be serviceable. The tough plays he might not make, but he's athletic enough to give you a shot at pretty much any of them. And he caught one up, a pretty tough play today. So I think he's fine out there. And having Eldridge in the lineup is worth the drop off in defensive production. I mean, you got Elliot Ramos out there. He's no Gold Glover. So I think that's fine. And Eldridge needs to play every game. And that's just how it has to be. Chapman sits, or Casey plays left, or Adames sits, or Devers sits. At this point, what's it matter?
And Dallas, I don't understand. You got 4 guys that can rotate a day off in the whole infield, basically. You can, Devers can have a day off every 10 games, 12 games. Chapman can have 2 off. And Eldridge just has to play. Chapman and Adames need to sit down a couple times every, say, 12 to 15 games. And
once a week, they could all sit down again.
They could. Until they start really hitting the ball hard. Now, I put out a little tweet today after Eldridge hit the ball 113 and a half miles off the center field wall. His reward, probably be on the bench Friday. I think
see that.
I think they may have now come to realize the backlash and how bad it looks.
The backlash is bad, but it's not like these guys are winning when he's not in there. It's not like anybody's hitting the cover off the ball and they're clutch coming through with runners in scoring position. No, it's the same inept team. So sitting Brennan and playing Eldridge, it's a no-brainer. But even sitting Chapman and playing Eldridge, no-brainer. So it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. 3 catchers, but not enough outfielders, forcing Schmitt to play left field for the first time in the bigs. Yeah. You know what? Here's what I would do with this team. Come July, if the team is, buried, assuming that they're buried, and I'm going to assume that they're on their way to 90 losses, I would sell literally everything but Eldridge and Roop and Schmitt, because some people I've heard, let's sell Schmitt for a closer. Well, what the heck's that going to do? That's not going to do anything. You just sold away your best player for when you are trying to rebuild. He's 27. Yeah. Make him.
That takes away like 2 close situations a week. If he's not in the lineup, who's scoring the run?
Yeah. Make him the guy that when all the young guys are hitting, he's the 30-year-old. He's the 30-year-old when He's the veteran on the team. You know, let him be your cornerstone third baseman, and Eldridge your cornerstone first baseman, and let's get, you know, hopefully Bo Davidson is your center fielder. Elliot Ramos can be your left fielder, and look for a new right fielder, whether that's Barracuda, or it's this kid Jonah Cox for the next couple years. But how about an outfield of Ramos and Bo Davidson and Barracuda. Infield, Eldridge, Gavin Killeen. I don't know how to pronounce that last name. At second base. I don't know who could be our shortstop in the next year or two. I think Johnny Level's probably maybe 2 years away. He's in low A. He probably needs promoted right now. He could get promoted to high A. He's tearing up low A. Move him up to Eugene and let him tear that up for a few months. And then maybe the last month of the season, he can hit double A. And then, you know, next year he starts in double A, moves up to triple A. And then if he starts mastering it, move him up, use him as a shortstop, and get off these other guys and just go young. Go young. That's the type of team that Tony Vitello should be looking, the Giants should be looking to lead. Not this team. Doesn't work. Tony's does not fit with this cast of characters. And my catchers, I'll just go with Susak and Rodriguez to back him up. You know, go young. Go young. It's pretty simple. It's pretty simple, actually. You know, when you have a blueprint, guys, when you have a blueprint and you know the direction you want to go, it's pretty easy, right? I mean, we all drive, right? We all use Google Maps, right? We don't just get in the car anymore when we're going to a place we've never been and we don't know exactly where it is. We don't just go, well, I know it's over to the east, so I'll just start driving east. No, you pull up Google Maps or Waze, and you see where the traffic is, and you have a plan. And once you got the plan, you just follow it. Pretty simple. The Giants don't make a plan. They have no plan. They don't know what direction they're going. They'll go, let's go east here. Oh, wait a minute. That's not working out very good. Let's turn north and see if we can go north, and we'll come back around and see if we can get. They have no clue where they're going. And that's the problem with any organization. When you do not have a blueprint for your company, what's going to happen? You're just going to spin wheels. The most successful companies have a plan and they follow it. And if it's not working, they rip it up and redo the plan. The Giants, they don't rip anything up. They just, well, let's try this. Let's see if this works. Let's institute. Let's bring in this guy. Oh, let's do this guy. Oh, well, let's bring up Eldridge right now. We're doing horrible. Yeah. Newcomb. Look, Newcomb was the guy that brought you the first championship. I believe it was him, 2010. I think he was the president. Something happened. I don't know what internally happened, but I think Newcomb wanted to put more money into the players and keep the thing going. Other people drowned his voice out and wanted to not do that, is my understanding. I may have it wrong, but that's what I've heard. So we'll see. I think that's way early to say that, Anthony, that Eldridge isn't the guy. Yeah, he was 2010 and 12, Newcomb, I thought. Maybe he was 12. He did want to spend more. Yeah, that's what I thought. He wanted to spend more. And the Giants ownership didn't want to do it. So, you know what, guys? I am going to do something, and let me do something real quick here. We will throw out the link here, guys. If somebody wants to pop on in and join the show, it'll be short stints tonight. Dallas will be back shortly, so if you want to hop in, got anything to say? Newcomb was kicked out in 2011. Yeah, I think it wasn't it 2012? Who was holding the trophy in 2012? I thought it was Newcomb in the post game on Fox, but was that 2010 or 12? I'm drawing a blank. So Posey won't sit and watch, but okay. Reading the chat here. Come on. Why does this do this? What do you think about using Casey as leverage for a trade piece? Meaning if anybody wants to trade for Casey, they need to take, that would be something that the Giants might have to do. If somebody wants to take, wants Casey in a deal, they have to take on one of the other three contracts. Probably wouldn't be Chapman in that case, because I don't think they'd want 2 third basemen. But Casey's making himself very valuable as a really strong utility player for just about any team. And, definitely if somebody needs a third baseman. Johnny, we'll welcome you to the show. We'll bring you in here. Wait.
Dan, we're echoing.
What? You're in 2 spots here. How are you in there twice, Johnny?
I have no idea.
Are you? Oh, wait a minute. Are you on or what? I'm going to boot you out, and you're going to have to come back in because you're in here twice, and I don't know which one's which. Let's see. Is this one? I don't know what Johnny did. He came in twice, so we says kick the guest out. So we kicked Johnny out. He'll have to come back in. All right. Now we'll bring you in. There we go.
That was weird.
Okay. Make it quick, Johnny. What's up?
April 24th, 1990. That was the first Giants game I ever went to when they played the Pirates at Candlestick. Scott Garrelts got the loss, by the way.
What year was that, did you say?
April 24th, 1990.
Okay. I remember Scotty Garrelts well. Yeah.
Barry Bond was batting leadoff for the Pirates at that point in his life.
Yeah. Wow.
Dan,
cool.
I guess I'm going to be unhappy for 112 more games because this cannot possibly turn around.
Hey, do you remember the show, The Unknown Comic?
I don't know it.
Oh, you just became known. When you were in the dark there, you looked like the Unknown Comic. It's a guy, just come on, you could never see his face, and he would talk. But, yeah, you're probably going to be unhappy most of the year, Johnny. But I would say if you're looking for them, the way they play, just focus in on their development. Hopefully they go the development route with the young kids and just start playing kids.
Dan, if they start trading players, it won't end well. They will not win a trade. This front office does not understand what they're doing. So trading guys is one thing. You actually have to win the trade. We won't win trades.
I don't know. I think they won the Duvall trade in a way. I mean, you got. I don't know if you won it. What remains to be seen. But Parks Harbor could pan out. Rodriguez could pan out. There's a pitcher that's developing. Blade Tidwell for Rogers. Blade Tidwell could be a back end of the bullpen piece, a possible type of a closer, or if he figures it out, could be a starter. I don't think those were bad trades.
Okay,
the Devers trade's not looking good right now.
I do have a kind of an argument with that with you. The Devers trade, I still think it's up in there for one reason. The Red Sox have no players left that they acquired from the Giants in that trade. The Red Sox are probably worse ran than the Giants. They gave Kyle Harrison 3 starts and got rid of him. They traded James Tibbs for Dusty May.
Right.
So the Red Sox actually might be ran worse than us.
Yeah, that's fine. That's true. I really don't care about the Red Sox.
I'm just saying. But here's the problem. You traded Duvall, okay. But we talked about this in the offseason. You have no closer. You led the league in blown saves last year, and they ran it back with Ryan Walker. Why would you do something that had no chance of working?
It beats me. Are you seeing that up on the screen? All the chats under your name there. I can't figure out what the heck is going on. Why are we getting? Man,
I see the chats. That's a little bit weird, but that's kind of cool.
It is weird, and I can't figure out what is happening. Why that is?
But the Giants raise a free agent. You got to trade him. Perez, he's a free agent. You probably need to trade him. The Giants, though, they will do a half-hearted attempt at what they would call a reset. It won't be a full rebuild. They're not going to trade everybody like they should because they don't do that. And then at the end of the year, Larry Baer will have some prepared press release that he's not writing, that someone's writing for him, and it will be the same old stuff.
Of course. We know that, and this is why they're a stupid organization, and why people should stop showing up at the ballpark. Stop showing up to the ballpark. Look, you want to go to 1 or 2 games a year because you just enjoy baseball. I get it, but don't show up constantly supporting this team, because if you're a season ticket holder, you ought to turn them in. It's malpractice.
And Newcomb,
I got rid of my season tickets. I talked straight to Larry Baer's face. He said, "Come on, we need you." I said, "No, I'm not signing up." I said, "Put together a good winning product on the field, and I'll come back. But I'm not going to keep paying." And he, I told them right to his face in the press box in 2023, because I was a season ticket holder through 22, and after the 22 season, and then
you had enough.
I was like, I've had enough. I'm not gonna keep throwing good money after bad money. No way. But people want to do it. They keep showing up, and
Newcomb had his position from 08 to 2011, by the way. Mm-hmm. And then Baer took over.
Yeah, Baer took over, and
which is not good.
That was the worst thing that happened to this organization, Larry Baer. I'm convinced.
No, Dan, I'm not completely blaming the bullpen on Tony, because the bullpen was always a problem when they didn't address it, really. Look, losing Rodriguez to Tommy John, that sucks. That did not help. But you ran it back with Ryan Walker.
Yeah.
Why?
They lack vision.
Dan, I know Tony's hands are tied to a point, Will Brennan should not be your leadoff hitter. I don't care who's injured. And you cannot. Chapman and Adames should not be hitting back-to-back under any circumstance. Bat Adames 7th and bat Chapman 9th. Like,
Yes.
separate those two. And Adames, I watched his 3 at-bats today, Dan. And do you know what I wish I did? That I did not.
Yeah.
Look, you feel about Chapman how I feel about Adames. He's a waste of a roster spot. He doesn't deserve to wear the uniform. And the problem is, the Correa thing didn't work out, which was a good thing. But because of that, they panicked and got Willie Adames, who played in a hitter's ballpark. And now I get to watch his uppercut swing, Dallas, for the next 5 years if this guy is on the team. He has no two-strike approach. And him celebrating with other players in the dugout when the team's getting its ass kicked is just a bad look.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's the leader of the team, and they're one of the worst teams in baseball. So that's not accountability, you know. So I think maybe there needs to be a change there. It's just not working. You can't take half a season off and then hit in the second half and expect that's going to get the job done.
And Dallas, I don't completely blame Tony because he was given this roster. That's the one thing, Dan, I'm going to say. Tony got what he got. But if he's the reason Eldridge isn't playing every day, something is wrong internally.
I don't think it is, though. I don't think it is, Tony.
We don't know.
I'm thinking about it. If Buster wanted Eldridge to play every day, if he brought him up and wanted him to play every day, don't you think that would have been conveyed down the chain of command? Hey, Tony, I've got you a hitter that's raking in AAA. He's the future of this franchise. I'd like him to be in the lineup each day. Can you make that happen? Sure thing, Buster. No problem. And then he doesn't. He plays him once every 3 games. I don't think that's the case. That seems like it would not work out well.
And Dan, I would actually hold on to Lee for one reason. You don't have an actual other right fielder. Will Brennan ain't the answer. I don't know who the hell else is down there. So you kind of have to let Lee play. And I don't think Lee's really been playing when he's been in there lately.
He's
hasn't
fine.
been that
He's
bad.
Just banged up. I mean, Lee would have been in there today if he was healthy.
Well,
so it's
back
just they're
spasms,
filling in for him right now.
Yeah, back spasms are a thing. I mean, that could linger for a couple weeks.
It depends. He's young. Now, back spasms for me can linger for a couple of 6-8 months, but back spasms for Lee, you know, I don't know. I think we might see him back in there on Friday.
And Dallas, I can't be mad about the Devers trade because I liked when it happened. I still do personally. But seeing what Kyle Harrison's actually doing right now, it's kind of funny to me.
I know, but do you think he would have been doing that in the Giants organization? I don't know. He went and, you know, other teams seem to be better at developing players than the Giants are. So I don't know that he would have ever been given a chance here. And if he did come up and struggle initially with Boston, so I don't know if the Giants would have had patience for that. They would have probably. I just don't.
I will say.
I think that's an alternative future that probably doesn't work out in the Giants' favor.
I will say I'd rather have Harrison than Malley and frickin' Hauser. I'll admit that.
Yeah, well, I think Malley's done. I think he goes to the bullpen. He can't give you 5 innings. Maybe he can give you 1 inning, you know, or 2. But
I mean,
and the Giants could use a long man. You know, when the game is out of line, have someone to throw in there and eat the innings. So that could be his role, but I don't need to see him anymore.
Hey, Johnny, we're gonna
run average.
We're gonna let you go. We got Sauer in the green room, and then we're gonna keep this rolling. But thanks for your comments. I think you're right on right on the money on several of comments you made. So
Johnny, you're not happy, and I don't blame you.
See you, Johnny.
Dan, we'll talk soon.
All right, take care.
Yep. See you.
All right, we welcome in Sauer to the show. Sauer, you had some stuff I think you wanted to share earlier on.
Hold on, guys.
Hey.
I imagine sour
Yeah,
is
just,
still pretty sour.
Huh?
I said I imagine sour is pretty sour.
Oh, yeah. This series was rough. You know, it seems like the Diamondbacks always show up to play against the Giants when we go there. They just have a lot of confidence against this team. What's his name? Marte deciding to get hot.
Yeah, Marte
Arenado's
and
one of
Corbin
the-
Carroll didn't even play today.
Well, Marte was in there,
Yeah.
but not.
No, but Corbin Carroll
not-
didn't play after getting hit in the head last night. So
right.
they had,
But
you know,
yeah, it
their
just seems like
all-star
those guys.
right fielder not playing.
Yeah. Two triples in the first two games. Like, it just seems like when the Giants come to town, they play well. I mean, the Giants aren't very good.
And Arenado comes out of like hibernation and he's resurrected for one series and then
Yeah,
crazy.
he's one of the best giant killers of all time, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, he
But-
sure is.
Oh, he's having a good year too. I'm just now looking.
But yeah, I think you guys were. Geez, sorry about that. I think you guys might have. I didn't listen to what Johnny was saying the whole time. I kind of stepped away for a second, but just this Eldridge business of not playing, and I'm just livid listening to Kruko on KNBR. Basically shame. It was on Mervin Marcus, and basically shaming Marcus for almost even being daring enough to ask the question of why he's not playing more. And he's just like, it was like yesterday's game. He's like, oh, you don't start a rookie against a guy who has 7 different pitches. And I'm thinking, well, he may have 7 pitches, but I don't think any of them are very good. Isn't his ERA over 5? Wasn't the guy's ERA over 5? I mean,
You're talking about Merrill Kelly?
I think that Kelly was today, right?
Right.
Or no?
No, yesterday.
Oh,
Okay.
Ryan Nelson?
Yeah.
It might have. I don't think it was Kelly. I think it was Nelson.
Yeah. Well, the Giants make bad pitchers look good too. So they don't play well in Arizona recently. They did years ago. They could come down here and win sweep 4, but this team now, look, Arizona. I want to bring something up today, guys. Giants. It was first and second. I think the score was 3-2 at the time, maybe. No outs, and Ketel Marte comes up. The 8th and 9th place hitters got base hits. What does Ketel Marte do? He throws a bunt down after, already. Didn't he have a home run already, or was that? No, he had a double. I'm trying to remember the sequence of the game.
I think he homered. Yeah, he homered.
He had doubled and homered because he doubled the lead off.
Yeah, he had a big game today. I think
he had doubled, homered. Then he comes up and lays a bunt down, and all 3 runs he gets on first. All 3 of those runs scored, which made it 6-3. That's right. It was 3-3. It was tied at 3.
Yeah. Well, every one of those infielders, they're not laying a bunt down. It doesn't even enter their mind.
No, this is what I'm talking about. The difference between the type of players. The type of players. The Giants don't have winners. They have losers. They don't have winning ball players. Their mindset is not. Does Chapman ever think to lay a bunt down when he's struggling just to get on base? No. Look, Giants, they just don't have the type of players. You see the type of players that are out there that do things. You watch enough baseball, you'll see other teams do smart things. Like, for example, I saw a team, trying to remember who it was, but anyway, there was a guy on first base. He was a speedster. There was a fly ball or pop up on the infield. The guy who popped it up was not a fast base runner. The shortstop, trying to remember who this was, but the shortstop got under it, looked like he was just going to catch it, just let it bounce, grabbed the ball, just tossed it to the second baseman for the force out, got rid of the speedy guy off the bags and put the slow runner on first base. Just that's thinking baseball. Giants, I've never seen the Giants do anything like that. Maybe a Brandon Crawford would do that, but not any of the guys we have now. Oh, you're muted, Dallas.
No, yeah, you're right. Devers did go the opposite way today and hit it to third base where no one was at. That was the only time I've seen him make the decision like that.
Yeah. I mean, I think here's the thing that is going to irritate me more than anything with this Giants team. Like I say, they could be on pace for 90 losses, right? They're sitting at 68 and 65 and 79. Okay, 65, 79, something like that. And all of a sudden, they'll throw 14 out of 17. And they'll 69, 65 and 79, all of a sudden they're going to be 79 and 82. And then they win 2 of the last 3 and they finish, or 79 and 81, and they finish 80 and 82. And everybody will talk about what a successful team this is and how, we'll get to hear from Matt Chapman on the last day of the season. We really turned it on, guys, and we really feel like this is the team that we can be. And we're going to, I guarantee we're going to work hard in the off season and we're going to bring it back and this team is going to be making the playoffs. That's what they do. And if I do not want to see that, if they're 64 and 79, I want to see them lose 90 games. Please lose 90, and the Giants, the luck the Giants have, they could be on pace for 98 losses. In 17, they were 20 and 30. They lost 98 games. Here's the crazy thing. The luck of this franchise. They finished with the number 2 draft. That was a horrible draft. I think it was Casey Mize that went 1 to Detroit and Joey Bart went 2. There was nobody in the draft. This year, if the Giants end up with 98 losses and they can't get any better than the top 10 though, because of them getting in the 4th pick this year. That would be just typical Giants. In a year where they would normally maybe get the top 2 or 3 picks, they're going to finish with all these losses and be one of the worst teams and not be eligible for the top 10. So that's what I see. They got a lousy draft in 2017. There was no clear-cut studs. And here we are again. There is some studs probably next year, but the Giants won't be eligible to get them. So,
well, hopefully they get the one.
Hopefully they get what?
They get one and he can pan out.
Well, you can still get a great player at 11, 10 or 11. I mean, Bryce Eldridge, we don't know how good he's going to be, but he was 16th. Mike Trout, Aaron Judge was late first round. So I don't know. So you think, Sauer, that you're upset with the comments made about Eldridge, Krukow basically backing the Giants organization, and you feel like they're just reading a script, right? Reading the company talking points?
Yeah, it's just, I think it's just, homerism. Like, there's a way to go about it without being offensive, and, you can still not backstab the organization that you work for. but I just feel like, you know, Kruko, and I didn't listen to Fleming's call. I couldn't do it, but I heard he was saying, you know, chill out about Eldridge not playing. And it's just, you know, like Kruko is just so emphatic about, you know, trying to convince anybody who would listen that they're doing the right thing. But I just feel like if it was reversed and Eldridge was playing every day and you had people saying he shouldn't be playing every day, Kruko would be like, oh, he's a, you know, top prospect. What are you talking about? You always play your top prospect, you know?
Of course. But I mean, you got Drew Gilbert hitting 200. You got Will Brennan hitting under 100, and they're in the lineup and Eldridge sits. There's no, you know, there's no tough right-hander that has 7 pitches. Whatever. There's no excuse there's no justification for it. I mean, he should be playing.
He's saying that he's not ready. I think he alluded to the fact that he's not ready and he probably needs more minor league at bats. I mean, what's left for him to learn in AAA? I just don't understand. Like,
exactly.
To me,
he's out there working with Ron Washington every day on his defense. The AAA pitching he's mastered. He's hitting 300 something with 1,000 OPS. I mean, he's destroying down there. So at a certain point, you got to let him come up and play with the big boys and learn on the job. And that's what he should be doing right now, because what's the alternative? Yeah. Guys that aren't winning anyway.
Look at this. Kyle Harrison tonight. 7 innings pitched, 2 hits, 0 runs, 11 Ks to 1 strike, or 11 Ks to 1 base on balls, 1.77 ERA. Man, what is it with when people leave the Giants organization? Other teams know how to develop them. What is going on? I really don't understand. I want to pull you something else that I wanted you to see as well. Let's play this from good friend Alan Stiles over Locked On Giants. I've talked with Alan. We're going to try and get Alan on the show here. Let's take a listen.
I've never seen Giants fans in lockstep like this, all on one accord, all on one page. I'm used to arguing.
Oops, sorry. I don't know what that happened. There we go.
In lockstep like this, all on one accord, all on one page. I'm used to arguing about Austin Slater, Mike Yastrzemski, Brandon Belt. This is the most cohesive unit in the baseball world, and that is bad. That means that the Giants are that bad that everybody can agree Bryce Eldridge, that asset, is being damaged. Coming in and switching Ketel Marte to the right side is stupid. I've never seen Giants fans more together than they are right now. And that's actually not a good thing, because that just means that what the Giants are doing is so bad and so out of the ordinary, nobody can defend it. They're giving everybody content. You were worried about Tony Vitello quotes earlier. Bob Nightingale is eating. Give me that content. Jeff Passan is eating. You know, all these different outlets. John Boy, Krug and Kuiper speechless. The thrusting thing. This whole season has been a joke. An absolute joke. And it didn't have to be. So now what do? Do you lick your wounds and try to ship somebody off? What do you do? Because this cannot continue. It's a complete disaster. It's a nightmare. It is. And the Giants have nobody to blame but themselves. Absolutely nobody. So figure it out or continue to get embarrassed, because they are, relatively speaking, the joke of the league right now. I think that's true. The only time you see the Giants is a Tony Vitello quote, some thrusting, whatever weird stuff is happening on the field or in the dugout, or getting drilled for the Bryce Eldridge stuff. That's when you see the Giants. You don't see the Giants anything positive, because they're not doing anything positive. Or, Willie Adames and his Gatorade, or Matt Chapman catch the bleeping ball. That all happened this season. Know when to hold them. know when to fold them, know when to walk away. And I think it's time for the Giants, however they can, to walk away from this season.
There you go. That's Alan Stiles from Locked On Giants, and also up in Sacktown. Forget the call letters of the radio station, Afternoon Drive. But yeah, I mean, he's nailed it. This is the Giants are in the news for all the wrong reasons. Nothing about their good play. They've already got rid of Patrick Bailey, which is like kind of forgot about Bailey. Now it's been a couple weeks, and it's pretty odd that, Bailey's gone. You just hope that they got a chance to figure things out and move off of players and get some real prospects in here that are kind of at that AAA level, ready to take the jump to the majors. Or man, just to think that the Giants could have had Casey Schmitt and Otto Lopez on the left side of the infield making $810,000 each, and Otto Lopez hitting 340 plus, leading the majors in hits. Casey Schmitt playing third base. You'd have a solid left side of the infield. You'd enjoy watching Otto Lopez play. He's athletic. The Marlins, why do the Marlins go out and develop all these young guys? I mean, they didn't get Lopez in their system, but why do the Marlins get young players that are fun to watch? The Marlins are a much more fun team to watch than the Giants. The Giants are just absolutely boring. They're really hard to watch. It's mind-boggling. You watch other teams. I watched the Braves tonight pound the Marlins. It was Ronald Acuna, and then Michael Harris, and then Matt Olson. Dom Smith hits a home run, and then he hits a triple. Dom Smith, former Giant last year. Who else am I watching? I'm watching Ozzie Albies, athletic second baseman. I see Austin Riley hit a 3-run homer. Mauricio Dubon, former Giant, playing shortstop for Atlanta, looking good. Even Yaz is out there in left field for the Braves. He's probably their worst player, but good fielder. But they got bats up and down the lineup, and they just lost Drake Baldwin to an injury, who's an insane hitting catcher for the Braves. What the heck? And the Braves traded away. Do you guys know that the Braves, they have Drake Baldwin right now, but do you know they also had Shea Langoliers, who they traded for Matt Olson to the A's, and they also had William Contreras, the catcher for the Brewers, and they traded him because they wanted to get Sean Murphy. I mean, the Braves, they've had 3 of the best hitting catchers in the game, in Contreras and Baldwin and Langoliers. And why can't the Giants ever do this? It just boggles my mind that, and then we get a guy, and we're talking sour about Bryce Eldridge, and they don't play him. It's just like, you can't make this stuff up.
Yeah, they just have to pick a lane, turn the page on these old guys and establish that they're going with youth.
Yeah. Well, hey man,
keep saying it over and over again on this show.
But Philip says we got I didn't want Yaz here. No, he didn't fit the Giants. What I'm saying is he's probably the Braves' worst player, but he fits the Braves better than he does the Giants because they could use his defense and they don't need his offense. They've got so much offensive firepower, they can just hide Yaz. But hey, I'm gonna let you go. Dallas is back in the green room, so thanks for jumping in, Sour.
All right, thanks, guys.
You're part of a new hit single.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
All right, let's see ya. All right, and we welcome in Dallas back to the stage. And it's about that time, Dallas, where we get out of here in the next few minutes.
Yep.
Anything you want to add?
Well, the Giants are not going to lose tomorrow. So,
hey, I love it, Dallas. He's cured.
If you want something positive, there you go.
The Giants will not lose tomorrow. Like and subscribe, everybody. Let's push this thing out to, I think we're looking for 1 million views tonight. So we need everybody to like it like 15 times. How many do we have? Let me look here. How many do we got watching in the show in YouTube right now? We have 163 on YouTube and another 50, 60 plus on X. So we have 62 likes, 63 likes, guys, 167. The 104 of you watching right now have not hit the like button. If you do, hey, come on. You might even make it into our song. You want to hear that song one more time? What was the name of that song? Oh, I don't know why. We'll have to change it. The Dallas Cured of is funny because it's the one title is Hot Seat CTE and the other one is Hot Seat Excrement. Does the chat want to hear another song tonight? Let's give it a whirl.
Yeah. Yeah. In NCS and the room stays loud. Sears softball games, we back that crowd. Insane sports takes fly all day. And Johnny Chisari got a lot to say. Willie Adams on his mind.
Adams, I think they mean Adamas.
Graves in the thread combined. Mod who can't get enough of Tony Victory. That's the kind of noise that writes the story.
Gravy's a mod who can't get enough of Tony Victory.
Still believes Giants on the road to a ring, you see. NCSDL always in the mix, always contributing, always there to fix. NCSN, keep it on. NCSN, all night long. Hero sour shoes. George Corey with the counterpoint moves. NCSN, say it loud. NCSN, that's the crowd. Dan along with the Miller bass. Philip Coppola sets the pace. Joe Boy says, sell everyone okay. Then the whole chat laughs and runs away. One more hot take, one more flip. Every message hits with a little more grip. It's a wild ride, but it all makes sense. Every name in the room adds weight and essence. You blink once, you miss the spark. Then the next line lands and lights the dark. Robert still believes Giants on the road to a ring, you see. NCSDL always in the mix, always contributing, always there to fix. NCSN, keep it on. NCSN, all night long. Hero sour shoes. George Corey with the counterpoint moves. NCSN, say it loud. NCSN, that's the crowd. Dan along with the Miller bass. Philip Coppola sets the pace. From the softball field to the talk that swings. Every name in the circle brings what it brings. One big thread, one loud vibe. Everybody here keeps the whole thing alive. NCSN, keep it on. NCSN, report says so, everyone okay, and we still stay here anyway. Yeah, yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
All right. Little tribute to the chat. All right, man. They
They went overtime there with the multiple choruses.
Yeah, they kept it going, kind of like if you go to church and they keep singing the same praise song over and over and over and repeat. Okay, it's enough.
Pretty good though, catchy.
Little catchy, yeah.
I think that's going to be a hit this summer.
I don't know why the song kind of sounds gay. Well, hey, and we might have to make some new ones. We got a lot of people. I tried to remember everybody in Dallas. Hey, look at you! Even have somebody with their own screen name with the same shirt you're wearing right now.
Yeah,
have to put me in the song laughing out loud. Oh man, Dallas, you should put your hat on, and we'll leave that on, and then you can have the same look. And
no, it's not in here.
I think they're a little disappointed that you might be going to healing services.
Well, you never know. If they fire off 8 out of 10, we might be back in it.
Alice is on the hot seat. He is suffering from CTE. Lay off of Dallas, go easy on him. He's suffering from CTE. Dallas has Larry Bear syndrome. He works for Greg Johnson. He's a full-time homer. He's on the Giants payroll. Dallas has CTE. Help him get free.
Well, luckily, you only have about a few more weeks of Cars for Kids, and then they'll be done.
What's happening? Cars for Kids is going?
Oh, you haven't heard the news?
No. What happened?
Oh, yeah. There's a court in California that issued an injunction on their advertisements because false advertising. Apparently, the cars don't help the kids.
Oh.
It's just a big scam. So, they're going to have to stop advertising.
What is that song again? 1-800
877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Yeah.
Now the funny thing is that I drive around and listen to KMBR all day long, and my daughter, who's 7, that commercial comes on every day, and she sings along with it. KARS Cars for Kids. And she sings along. And I told her, Tori, the Cars for Kids jingle is going to be going away. And she started crying. What do you mean it's going away? I love that song.
That's been going on for over 20 years, hasn't
At
it?
least, yeah. So,
so they were.
So then they basically said that they can continue to air their song because people have already paid for the advertisement or whatever. So they have an injunction. I think June 5th or 15th or something is the date. So you still get to hear it. And they actually had this like rock and roll version of Cars for Kids that they've been playing like the last 2 weeks. So you'll hear that one for another couple of weeks, and then it'll be gone unless they can prove they're not a scam to the court.
Interesting.
We'll see on that.
I see a comment in there that somebody says Tony's going to resign after this year and go back to the SEC.
No, not going to happen.
I heard that over on Giant Hot Takes. He threw that out there today. I
don't think there's any fire there. I think that's just baseless conjecture. But I think as bad as it's been, Tony has got a taste of the real thing now. So it might take a year or two for him to really get acclimated to this new environment, but the guy's a competitor, and I think he wants to be in the situation where he's competing on the highest level in the world. And so I think it'll be hard to get him out of there. I think he will figure things out. So I think we've got Tony V for a while.
Yeah. Let's, you know what? I want to end something with, I always like to Jack's been on the show. He's a friend of the show. He's been here. I like promoting people that do a great job. And hey, let's put this one out there for our friend Johnny Chisari. He'll love this. Willie Adames thinks the Giants may make the postseason. We have more than enough talent to make it to the postseason and just have to focus on continuing to win series and leave this one behind. I'm really laughing, man, says Jack. There you go. I want to play Jack's little post game. Here it is. Three minutes, and we'll end with the show with this, guys. Take a listen to this.
Well, we're 10 games below. Sitting on I don't even know what that is. It's like where you park at. Just kind of thinking about my life. Why do we do this? Thought that question a lot. Why am I tuning in every night? I mean, it's a sacrifice to watch 162 games and these guys just flip you off every fucking game. Every fucking game. It's not the players. It's not the front office. It's everybody involved. It's ownership. I'm going to start with ownership right there. It's an evil, evil ownership group. But Greg Johnson, he bought a theater this offseason. He has handcuffed Buster Posey to great, great lengths. $18 beers, overpriced tickets, $40 meals. He knows he has us. He's kind of tugging us like a puppet. He knows he has us. I'm not going to stop watching games. He knows that. He knows you're not going to stop watching games. But the casuals are where he makes this money. The casuals don't really care. They just want to watch okay baseball. And if you're a guy like Greg Johnson, you're who's the perfect guy to hire? Who's the perfect guy to hire? You hire Buster Posey. Breaks my heart to say. He's been a dog shit president of baseball operations. Dog shit. But 98% of fans out there will not come out and say that like I just did because it's Buster Posey. Because he's my favorite player of all time. He's your favorite player of all time. He's the perfect guy for this ownership group to hide behind. You never have to be competitive because you have Buster Posey. He's going to talk some sense into the fans. He's going to talk to them. He's your figurehead. He's such a perfect hire for them. Just hasn't been good. He miscalculated the whole Rafael Devers thing. Rafael Devers, very good hitter. Love having him in San Francisco. You don't trade away Kyle Harrison and James Tibbs to lose 100 games and take on $250 million. You don't. He miscalculated that. With this financial handcuffing, by the way, just goes out and signs some of the most dog shit pitchers you've ever seen. Tyler fucking Mahle, 6.1 ERA. If he should never throw another game in San Francisco. Maybe the bullpen if you want, I guess. Hate that guy. I mean, he sucks. And it's just, guys, we're dumpster diving. It's what we do. Adrian Hauser sucks. Just a dog shit off season. Combined, Buster Posey makes horrible decisions with limited financial capacity. Tony Vitello, that coaching staff, dealt a brutal hand, not doing a good job with that hand at all. Bringing in Matt Gage last night to face Ketel Marte, way better from the right side. Unforgivable. As I tweeted out, I think Tony Vitello is back at Tennessee next year. I think he quits. I think it's a mutual parting of ways. It's the right hire at the wrong time for this team. They should have hired him in a year and a half when they're committed to the rebuild, which they'll never do, by the way. They'll never rebuild. The players, I mean, can't stand watching Willie Adames and Matt Chapman play. Those guys call themselves leaders. Just a horrible, horrible time to be a Giants fan. You're going to have to wait it out. I'm not going anywhere. You shouldn't go anywhere. We'll see where this gets us, but tough.
Okay.
He's not going to quit. Let me give you my $8 million back, and sorry about all this. I'm just going to go back to college.
Well, he's getting $3 million a year or 3.5, but he was getting $3 million at Tennessee. Some college program like Arkansas, where he started as a coach, would love, someone will pay him the $3 million he's making now. If he wants to go back to the SEC,
right? But why not? Why not try to make it work here for 3 years, and then if you can do that, then you're going to be making $8 million a year, and you're going to be in the major leagues.
What, if he left, there might be a major league team that says, "Hey, we're in a full rebuild. We don't have any veterans that are worth anything. We'll take you." I think Tony figures things out as he goes, but it's not a good fit right now because they've handcuffed him. They've handcuffed him.
Well, he needs to learn. If he's making the decisions with the bullpen, with the lineup, he's going to have to make better decisions.
Yeah.
Because The in-game stuff, I think, is fine. He's made a couple moves that I didn't agree with here and there, but the stuff with I don't know. So far, it's not working. This great experiment of no defined roles in the bullpen. Teams have done it before, but there's a reason. It's the standard in baseball is to have defined roles because it works. So, I don't know. We'll see how this progresses.
All right, guys, we'll be back Friday night. Friday night, after the Giants take on the Chicago White Sox, I think they're going to be facing the White Sox pitcher Davis Martin on this 3-game set. Let me take a look because he's been pitching well. Let's see. Friday Giants matchup is Davis Martin, Trevor McDonald. Good matchup. Really good matchup. Yeah. Martin 6-1 with a 1.61 ERA, a whip under at 0.98. Trevor McDonald 2-0 with a 2.37 with a whip of 1. So should be fun. Probably looking at whoever wins that game, probably looking at a 2-1 score, maybe.
Hopefully that's not the case because the Giants don't win many 2-1 games.
I don't think they have won one yet. No. Hey, the Giants are
White Sox 1 game over 500, second place in the division.
How many times have the Giants been swept now this year? Yankees, Rays, Phillies. That's 3 today. 4, at least 4. Is there any more in there?
I think 1, 2, 3, 4. I think this is the 5th one.
Who's the other one?
Didn't they? Oh, that swept twice in a row, right? So it's the 4th one.
Fourth sweep, and they have not swept anybody.
That's the difference in the. That's what happened. 4 series is 12 games, right?
Yeah, they've lost 3 games. Yeah, 3-game series. Look at that. They lead the majors in getting swept. I think they also lead the majors in getting shut out too, right? 9 times.
It has to be.
Wow. As Spencer Stewart once said, pathetic. But I like
Man, that was just disgraceful.
I like the optimism of SF Giants fan Tom. We're number 1. We're number 1. Giants baseball. That's the thumbnail tonight. It's a complete shit show. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll be back Friday night. Take care, everybody.
Goodbye.